Okay, my name is Barbara Hamilton, and I live in Stafford. I grew up in Stafford. I was born in Washington, D.C. I think my father was in the service and my mother was in Washington for some reason, and I was born there, but all my childhood days was in Stafford and Fredericksburg. I went to Stafford Training School, and then it changed to H.H. Poole. I went there until I was in the 10th grade, and then I went to live in Fredericksburg with my dad. So I grew up with my grandparents, my mother's mother and father, Susie and Andrew Tyler. And I graduated from Walker Grant High School. And when I graduated, I went to Washington, D.C., and after working hot shop and I worked in the 5 and 10 store, and I finally got a job in the post office, and that's where I worked for 31 years. And after 31 years of living in Washington, D.C., I came back to Stafford. My grandfather had left me some land, and I built a house. I built a house about 5 years before I came back. But while I was in Washington, I had 2 children, and 2 boys, and I have 6 grandchildren. 3 in Savannah, Georgia, and 3 in Maryland. I came back to Stafford, and I work with the NAACP. I'm treasurer of the NAACP, and I also work with NCNW, National Council of Negro Women, for the Stafford Fredericksburg section. And I have been financial secretary with them, and now I'm presently the, what am I? Historian. I'm the historian. We do a lot of, we work with the domestic violence. We work with the homeless, feeding the homeless at the Morris home. We give Christmas, Easter, and Thanksgiving baskets to Stafford County. Stafford County's social service department. And we also adopt 2 children for Stafford County. And I also work with, I'm on the board of social services, Stafford Social Services. Not particularly be involved with, but I came back because my family is here. And it was cheaper to build a house and live here than it was to live in D.C. I had a house in D.C., which, of course, paid for the one that I live in now. So,
but your grandparents, have they always lived in Stafford?
Yes, they have. Yes. My grandmother came out of Whitewater. My grandfather, as far as I know, when I talk to other people that are older than I, they tell me that the family was, I guess, originated in Stafford. The growth is so many cars and so many houses around here now. Things have really changed because Garrisonville Road used to be just a 2-lane road, and there's all the stores and other places, you know, it's restaurants. It's just a lot of growth and a lot of developments, you know, because when I grew up, there weren't any developments. There were just houses in the country, you know. And we could walk the road. Now, when I get ready to, my mailbox is on the other side of the road where I live, I have to stand there and wait a while before I can even cross the road. There's so many cars. No, not a certain area, but if they have children, I would say to move to Stafford County because Stafford County has some of the best schools. And I would advise them, you know, to move to Stafford for that reason. And if you want transportation, you need to move closer to 610 or places where Fred will pick up, you know, because you can always go to the commuter lot and park your car if you can find a space during the day, and Fred will pick you up. But the only thing, Fred does not run on Saturdays and Sundays. You would have to do it during the week, and you have to do it early. I think Fred stops running at, what, 6 or 8 o'clock or something like that. And the organizations, I would advise anybody to join the NAACP, because it's not just for black African American people, it's for everybody. And we are really fighting for, you know, to stop discrimination.